So I wanted to talk a little bit about sovereignty and why is it important? Why is it important to be free for a sorcerer? And I have to go to my grimoire and bring this back up, which is the cross of the sorcerer. And in each one of the points of that cross, there's a different element that's required of the sorcerer. Among these is a strong, indomitable will. The other is fierce imagination. The other is the ability to keep secrets. And last but not least, unbreakable will, or faith, if you will. Because as Jesus said, as your faith, so is the result, right? And in order for that to be, you have to be sovereign. If there's any kind of influence whatsoever upon you, be it by the corporation, by the cult, be it by the nation state, then it's going to interfere. You should only allow any compromise to your sovereignty for purposes of infiltration. In other words, you want to achieve something. In order for you to achieve it, you need to allow a parasite to take on and to drill itself into you. And you need to infiltrate a cult or organization in order to achieve a certain goal. Then okay, that's strategic and it's temporal, even if it lasts a lifetime. And I say that by experience. So the idea of sovereignty is essential. Lady Liberty must be burning inside of you. She can't be some statue in New York. And there's a reason why I did a pilgrimage to her statue and walked all the way up to the head when I went there in New York. When I traveled there when I was a soldier, I went from Maryland all the way to New York just to do that. But that's because she's just an emblem of what burns within you, the wisdom, the fire of Sophia, right? And in order for that fire to flow, in order to be able to manifest these things, whether it's faith, whether it's imagination, whether it's creativity, whether it's whatever it is, you have to be free. So that, in a nutshell, is the importance of sovereignty. And in this new world order that we're in, sovereignty is going to be increasingly important because more and more things are automated, more and more machines, more and more AI, more and more bots, more and more quantum computing, more and more algorithms. So the more and more of that you find, more and more information, more and more misinformation, more and more AI slop, more and more everything. You're just going to be overwhelmed, inundated. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed it all? You need to be centered. There's infinity all around you, and your center, you need to be very well of your center, very aware. There's a reason why I did the arts and mastered the arts that I mastered, not just sorcery, right? All kinds of different arts. And the reason for that is to keep the center very clear, because there will be times when you will be overwhelmed with all sorts of filth, and you have to have iron focus, laser focus. You have to be able to trot through, irregardless of what comes your way. In order to do that, you must be sovereign. There must be a core of you, even if you infiltrate and give away a part of your sovereignty to achieve a goal, whether it's to obtain a job, you need funds, so you have to compromise a bit. I get that. We all have to do that. You want to achieve something within a certain cult. You want to dissolve a cult. You want to make a cult irrelevant. I get that, right? I understand. You're preaching to the choir, but in order for you to be successful, there must be a core of you that these influences don't have access to. I'm talking about the state. I'm talking about the cult. I'm talking about the corporation. I'm talking about the church. You must be free. And freedom isn't something that's on some piece of paper. It must be burning alive in you. So even if you were burnt at the stake, it would make no difference. This is what we're talking about. Freiheit oder, Sic Semper Tyrannis.